This video is going to go through the basic startup and qualification of Calypso. So to start up, we turn the PC on in the cabinet. And the PC goes through the basic startup, and once everything is going, we need to turn on the motors. So on the jog box there's a button on the left side that we turn on, and the motors start up. And then we're going to go back to our PC and we start Calypso 2014. And it goes through the basic startup, and there's a login, there's no password, so we click OK. So at this point we need to install the master probe. So the master probe has the red ring on it. There's 3 dots on that, and there's 3 dots on the probe on the CMM. There's a magnet that attaches those. So we attach that, and on the jog box there's a button for the motors, so we turn that on. And we get a window that says turn on the drives, which we did. And now the CMM needs to go home. So we make sure it's in a clear position, we click OK. And once we click OK, the CMM is going to go home. So I click OK. CMM goes to the home position, it goes up, and then it's going to go to the back and to the left. And it goes to the home position and goes to our main start page for Calypso. So now we're going to click on the create new measurement plan, and our main measurement plan window opens. The first thing we need to do is to qualify the stylus. So there's 4 tabs on top. There's a CMM tab, measurement tab, and then our characteristics and features tabs, where we measure features and report characteristics. So we're going to go to the CMM tab, select the Stylus system, and our probing system qualification window opens. And depending on the Stylus system that was last used, we need to change it to the master probe. So we click on the manual Stylus system changer icon. We click on pick up Stylus system. We click on the drop down and we select the master probe. And then we click OK. And then we click close. So now we need to qualify the master probe. So in order to do that, we need to place the reference sphere on the CMM, and we attach that. We need to make sure that it's tight so that it doesn't move. Once we start doing the qualification, we can't move that sphere because the master probe finds that sphere and then it creates a relationship from the master probe to all of the other Stylus systems in Stylus. So we have our master probe in, we have our qualification sphere attached and tight so it doesn't move, and now we need to qualify that master probe. So we click on the reference sphere position, and we need to select the orientation of the reference sphere, and we can just click OK. And then we have another information window that we can click OK. And now we need to probe in the direction of the sphere with the master probe. So I'm going to move my master probe over to the qualification sphere, and I just come down very gently. And once it makes contact, and it's going to go through a routine to qualify that stylus. And what's going on is it's finding the location of that. And once it knows the location of that, then it's going to measure it for size to find the diameter of the stylus ball. And then it's going to help create the relationship from that master probe to all of the other stylus systems that I'm going to use. And we're just going to use one stylus system. So this takes a little bit of time to go through, and we can see on the graphics window all of the vectors for that sphere. So now the qualification is done for our master probe. We get the green checkbox, and we want to verify that this standard deviation is less than 30 millionths, and we're at 16 millionths, so we're good. So now we need to build our stylus system and qualify that. So So there's a couple ways that we can do that. So the first thing we're going to do is to do a manual change of the stylus system. So I click on the manual stylus system change, and I want to release this stylus system, so I click OK, and then it's going to wait for 5 seconds, and then it's okay for me to remove that stylus system. And I just gently remove that by pulling out. I never want to pull down or push up. I just pull it out. And then I'm going to insert my stylus system. So I have my star probe stylus system, and again I align the 3 dots on the stylus system and 3 dots on the probe, and it clicks in there magnetically. And now I want to click on the pickup stylus system icon, and then I want to scroll down to new stylus system. I select that and I click OK, and then I close. And now I need to name my stylus system, so I insert new stylus system, and I'm going to name this my name and today's date. And my first stylus system is going to be 1 underscore minus Z, and I get that from my stoplight diagram and my stylus system diagram, 1 being the minus Z stylus. So I click OK. I may get a message that says a stylus system with this ID already exists. Do you want to continue? And I click yes. And I'm going to add my other stylus to my stylus system. So I click on the Insert New Stylus button. And my second stylus is going to be number 2. And that's in the Y plus direction. So I name that 2 underscore plus Y, and I click OK. And then I want to insert my third stylus, and that's going to be stylus number 5. It's the one pointing to the right, so it's the it's the one pointing to the left, so it's going to be my X minus. So I'm going to name that 5 underscore minus X. And I click OK. So now I've built my stylus system. I'm going to click on the stylus name drop down, select the 1Z. I can go to my stoplight and see that I've got number 1 selected. It has a red X, so it's not qualified. So I need to qualify that. So I click on the Qualify Stylus button. It goes through some confirmation windows. I click OK, and now I can probe that sphere with stylus 1, and it will do the qualification of that. So all these steps that I'm going through are very similar to the offline Calypso that we do. So for more details on the screen views of that, you can go to the Calypso offline qualification and base alignment and see all of the exact steps. They're all the same. The only difference is that here we have a physical part and a physical machine offline. There's no parts and no machine, but it's the exact same steps and sequences. So when Calypso does a stylus qualification, when it scans around the qualification sphere, it's creating a deflection matrix. Because Calypso and Zeiss like scanning, they need to know how that probe is going to react as it touches different surfaces in different directions. So it creates that deflection matrix so it can comp the probe correctly depending on how it's measuring. So it needs to go through all of these sequences to create all of that information so that it can measure accurately. So the last step that it's doing now is finding that sphere, measuring and calculating the diameter of the stylus ball. So this is the end of the routine for the qualification of Stylus 1 of my stylus system. So now that that's done, we get the green check mark. We look at our standard deviation, which is 5 millionths, which is very good. Now I need to qualify the other two stylus of my stylus system. So I click on this drop down and I select stylus number 2, which is going to be my Y plus direction. And I click on the qualify stylus button. Go through some confirmation windows, and now I need to probe in the direction of the sphere, so I move over, bring it down, gently bring it into the center of the qualification sphere. Once I make contact, CMM takes over and it goes through those same steps. So again, we're at the end of the routine for qualification of stylus number 2. Now it's measuring the sphere, finding the diameter of that stylus ball. So number 2 is done. We get the green check mark. We look at our standard deviation at 6 millionths, less than 30 millionths, which is good. Now we're going to click on that drop down and select number 5. And number 5 is our X minus stylus. We've got a red X here, so we know it's not qualified. So we click on the qualify stylus icon. We go through some confirmation windows, click OK. And now we need to probe that qualification sphere, which is just me telling the CMM or the stylus where that is so that it can measure. Now our stylus qualification of tip number 5 is almost done. It goes through this last sequence where it measures the sphere and calculates the diameter of the stylus ball. And we're done. We get the green check mark and our number is 22 millionths, less than 30 millionths, so we're good. So now we're all done with the stylus system construction and this qualifying of all the stylus. So now we can start measuring. So now that we're all done, we can get rid of the master probe, which we're not going to use for any measuring. We can move the qualification sphere. Get that out of the way. And we are all done. So the next video is going to be about measuring features and constructing features and reporting results. And again, more details on the exact icons and buttons to push on the software. You can look at the Calypso offline, Qualification, and Stylus, and base alignment.